नमस्कार साथियों, मैं डॉक्टर लोकेश भाटिया स्वागत करता हूं आपका लोक टॉक्स चैनल पर। साथियों, आज हम चर्चा करेंगे एड़ी के, हील के कॉमनेस्ट रीजन ऑफ पेन। जो तलवे वाला हिस्सा होता है, जो प्लांटर एस्पेक्ट होता है, उस पर होने वाले, उस हिस्से में होने वाले दर्द के बारे में और उसका कॉमनेस्ट कारण क्या है। So dear friends, the commonest cause of pain in the plantar aspect of the heel is called plantar fasciitis. And why is it called so? You can very well see in this picture that from the heel bone towards the toes, the structure which is going is called plantar fascia. And this origin point at the heel bone, when it becomes inflamed, it is called plantar fasciitis. It usually produces pain after taking rest for some time, and when you start to walk, it suddenly gives a lot of pain. Morning, when you are initiating, when you get out of the bed, the initial steps are extremely painful. Normally, it causes very milder kind of pain. At times, it can reach to mild to moderate grade, and rarely it can become moderate to severe and even become chronic, may turn out to be in months even. Dear friends, as such, pain is taken as an alarming signal of our body. But incidentally, in this particular pain, there is nothing further consequence of this problem. There is nothing serious damage going to happen with this problem. Only this pain will, sometimes it will be too severe, sometimes it will be too milder, and sometimes it will go off on its own. It is also called as policeman's heel, because whenever we walk with the heel strike the heel pad area, the tissues which are there from the thickened skin plantar aspect of the heel to the bone, all those tissues become inflamed, and it is more commoner in those who have to stand for a very long time during their jobs. Let us understand who are at high risk for this particular problem: walking and standing for a long time. Such people are at very high risk for development of plantar fasciitis. Athletic activities, those who are more doing all their athletic activities with barefoot, running, all right, wearing high heels. I have already made one video very recently. I can post a link in the description box of this video. One can go through what are the effects of using high heels, but those who are using high heels are also very much at high risk of developing plantar fasciitis. Next is weight lifting. Those who are lifting heavy weights, they are also very much prone, very much at high risk of developing plantar fasciitis. Then poor biomechanics. As I said, using high heels, whole of the structures in their legs becomes shortened, the tendo-Achilles becomes shortened, and the altered biomechanics makes it a high risk factor for development of plantar fasciitis. Then comes obesity. All people, males and females above 40 years of age, are at high risk of development of plantar fasciitis. Then there are people with flat feet. They do not have arches since their birth. The developmental delay also may happen, and flat feet is one of the commonest reason. The valgus foot is also one of the reason. So all these are the problems what makes it more prone for development of plantar fasciitis. As a treatment, we at times are required to take anti-inflammatory, but the best thing which is required to prevent and to treat it further are soft silicone heel cushions. These kind of silicone heel cushions are available in the market, and this kind of inserts are required to be placed in your shoes, and the soft silicone heel cushions is the best mainstay of treatment. Keeping a soft inserts in your shoes and in your footwears is the mainstay of treatment for this. Rest all are short term things. One can use ice bottle to be rubbed below the heel when there is acute pain. One can do stretching exercises to walk on the toes. At the same time, the most important thing is the importance of making use of this. Whether you get relief with using this initially or not, this must be used minimum for a period of 6 months time. So, my dear friends, it was very important to highlight the importance of making use of these soft silicone inserts in your shoes, because many times when we prescribe our patients, we have realized that they do not understand the use and importance of this, and they will keep it for some time and then they discard on their own, which is not of great help to them. These are little costlier things, but it is of very great help to relieve this pain and to prevent it further. Best way to invite this pain is to make use of hard footwear or walking barefoot. All right. That is why all these runners or frequent walkers are required to use a good shoe which is soft in the plantar, soft in the heel area, which doesn't create this, which prevents this kind of inflammation in the heel area, and very soon the inflammation starts settling down. Now 10% of all running injuries are resulting in plantar fasciitis. Recurrence is common, suggesting that the injury is not only requires treatment but also some kind of lifestyle changes. 2 million people experience plantar fasciitis every year in United States. But I mean, it's not very uncommon a disorder. By and large, everybody might have experienced for few months in their lifetime, and as I said, it is more commoner after 40 years of age. Well, 3 more important points I want to tell you regarding the management of this problem. In yesteryears, we have been giving local intralesional injections. Firstly, nowadays the recent literature doesn't recommend it. Even if somebody is keen to get it, then the one who is giving it should be giving it under ultrasound guidance. If that facility is not available, not amenable, better not to give it. The reason? The incidence of plantar fascia getting tethered because of the steroids is very high. So, it is not supposed to be given blindly the way we have been giving in yesteryears. And as such, it has been observed in long-term studies that plantar fasciitis is basically a self-limiting disorder. It is not even much a serious disease. As I said earlier, the pain sometimes mild, sometimes severe, and someday comes then it goes off on its own. So, it is a self-limiting disorder. This is very important for all of us to understand, that even if you do not intervene seriously, even if you don't do anything much, it is bound to get healed up on someday on its own, provided you are using soft silicone heel cushions, what I talked to you earlier. The most important thing is the soft silicone heel cushions. That is most important, and soft shoes are most important. Hydration, the body hydration also plays a very major role, and of late there have been a good number of studies which recommend alkaline waters, ionized alkaline water, which also helps in the management of plantar fasciitis. Those who have been very chronically suffering, it also helps a lot. I hope I could bring it a point what it is, how to treat, what are the high risk factors, and we need to understand how to manage it. The use of soft silicone heel cushions, I am insisting and emphasizing a lot of importance of using these heel cushions. Thank you very much. All the best. God bless you. Take care. Hello friends. Namaskar. Welcome to Lok Talks for professional medical guidance, for spirituality and meditation, life coaching, personality development, and travelogues. Thank you very much to be a part of my online YouTube family. Thank you very much. I welcome to you all. Thank you.